Riddle me this. When was the last time the sport of F1 made you say, holy ish? When was the last time that Formula One made you gasp, pull back? When was the last time that Formula One made you pick up a friend and say, did you see that ish? It's been a while, hasn't it? And I think that's why F1 has a problem in 04 of 2024. I think Houston, we have a problem. Oh, the humanity. Why so negative all the bloody time, Cameron? Well, it's because I'm looking at these other things, right? I just finished watching The Jinx. For those of you out there who like a cheeky crime mystery, the most incredible series you will ever watch. Watched part one, just watching part two with the missus. Holy ish moments. Each and every single episode. I just had to diatribe it with my missus. Oh my, did you see that? How did he do that? Why are they doing that? These type of things that occur that make you react, make you feel. And F1, for all of its glitz and glamour, of course it's the upper echelon of motorsport globally. There are a lot of good things going for it, right? Even when Max Verstappen is winning every single bloody race with 20 seconds plus in hand. But that being said, sport at its best, F1 at its best, makes you feel something inherently evocative. Gotta pick up the phone. Did you see that? I'm reminded of Dana White, head honcho of the UFC, who always says that his job as head honcho, as CEO of the UFC, the fight business, is to make and provide holy-ish moments. Those that you remember, those that go viral. Think 1994, Damon Hill and Michael Schumacher. Think 2021, every single race. I think 2012. Think 2005, 2006, Alonso versus Schumacher. This, ladies and gents, is sadly what we're not getting. That is not to say, by the way, that Formula One isn't still fascinating, that there's not narrative and plot line, of course, down the grid, that the field haven't bunched up, that the gap between first and 20th isn't closer. They are making progress, but yet and still what we're lacking in 2024 is personality, holy-ish moments that make you react each and every single time. I challenge you again, non-rhetorical question. When was the last time that Formula One made you gasp? When was the last time that something happened in Formula One that made you pick up the phone and want to talk to your friend about it? These viral moments are happening in F1, and whatever Liberty Media, whatever yarn they want to try and spin about the sport increasing in popularity, that live audience and attendances are increasing. Houston, for the avoidance of doubt, we have a problem in 2-4. Because the brilliant work that Drive to Survivation has done on the back of COVID, on the back of 2-1, is rapidly being unwound before us, because the Drive to Survive generation are here on a promise. They've come here for blood and guts racing. That's what they got in 21. That's what they're here for in 24, and they are not getting it. I'm reminded of one of the producers of Senna, one of the goatiest motorsport picks you will ever see in your life. He was talking about it with James Allen on the James Allen podcast the other day, and asked why didn't they include Donington 1993? Because when you ask any aficionado about Senna's greatest performance, they will talk ad infinitum about Senna 1993 Donington in the wet, from fourth to first within one lap. Incredible scenes. You just don't do that. It's impossible. Can you imagine Max Verstappen doing that on one lap in the wet? Probably. Maybe Max Verstappen could do it. But still, it's a reach, right? God tier levels. The dude didn't put it in the film. When asked why they didn't put the greatest Ayrton Senna lap in the Ayrton Senna biopic, here's what the fella said. Ultimately, Senna was a feeling. He was a charismatic person. That moment, as brilliant as it was, doesn't translate. It's not in line with the driver and the person, the enigma that Ayrton Senna was. It doesn't translate. It needs explaining. When you put the pictorial of Ayrton Senna looking up to the sky, the divinity jumps out at the screen. The charisma each and every single time, the commitment. And again, ultimately, some will say that that's what cost Senna his life, right? But you feel that it doesn't need a translation nor a subscript. And that's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm alluding to, that F1 doesn't have. It doesn't have that personality in 2-4. In no quarter. Not the drivers, not the team principal, not the commentators or broadcasters. None of them have it. There is no redeeming feature. And I'm being damning here. Full scorched earth, Cameron. But this is the bloody truth. I'm reminded of that. The stark contrast, the way I was made to feel when I'm watching bloody Jinx. EPL and soccer is killing it at the moment. Uncertainty, who's going to win? Is it going to be Arsenal? Most likely not. Will it be Man City? All of this stuff, right? And the personalities, Gary Neville on the broadcast, Carragher's always arguing, Keane, they're just killing it, tick, 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 from each and every single angle. F1, sadly, in all of the aforementioned boxes, has 0 ticks though. This is just the truth. And I know you guys are going to say, stop being so negative, Cameron. What's your problem, Cameron? Why can't you just rejoice in F1? Because I say this and I talk in these terms about F1 because I love it so much. It's like my child. Been there since back in the day, early 90s. I want it to be that again. How it was when I first got involved in the sport and fell in love with a Senna, was fascinated by a Mansell. Similarly, Vettel and Hamilton, when they first came along, full of verve and personality and friction and everything that will draw new eyes and attention dollars to the sport and keep them there. Everything that's lacking in May of 2-4. I watched the Jinx with my missus and I was in awe. How are they doing that? Plots, the personalities are just God tier, each and every single one of them. Even the side missions, the supporting characters are just layered like onions. It's fascinating. You can't even write that sort of stuff. See F1 in 2021 as an example. Where is that now though? And I think sadly for F1, people are going to continue to dial out. They will unsubscribe from F1 TV and they will cancel their Sky Sports subscriptions. They will. Cost of living, inflation, not getting from it what they're accustomed to. And again, for the avoidance of doubt, to reiterate, that is personality. It's exactly the reason why the Senna producers didn't put in to the film 1993 at Donington, isn't it? That's why. It doesn't translate. It's not a viral moment. It doesn't get mainstream attention dollars. It needs a subscript and an explain. And everything, sadly for Formula One fans around the world and the bloody sport and the commercial rights holder and all related parties, every single plot line and narrative in Formula One as at May of 2-4 needs translating. Where is the charisma? Where is the Senna? Where is the rivalry that we saw in 2021 between Lewis and Max? Where is the brand new Senna versus Prost? Or the Vettel and Webber as a lesser example? Nowhere to be bloody seen. And that's sad for F1. And it's sad for the viewing public. Because I don't know where we go from here, I'll be honest with you. I hope desperately that Imola this weekend, the other teams start to rise up and pose some sort of challenge in the form of a McLaren, driven by Lando Norris as an example, or Charles Leclerc in the Scuderia Ferrari car, or a Carlos Sainz. I don't even care who it is. But we need to see competition surely now, and friction and stakes and suspense, because that's what the common thread that runs throughout all of the greatest stories and greatest narratives, whether that's sport or fiction or film, are those things: stakes, friction, suspense, uncertainty. F1 hasn't had that for years now. 2021 was the last one, and we got a good one. The naysayers will say, Cameron, well, listen, you're a diehard. You should know that these things travels in cycle. Of course I know. It can't be. We're never ever going to get gangbusters each and every single time. Doesn't work like that, does it? Stop expecting too much. Any sport in the world will never be gangbusters each and every single season or year. Doesn't matter to me though. I'll be honest with you, I merely hear truth saying I miss the sport as it was back in the day. I don't want to sound like the old guy at the bar back in my day, but I do miss the sport at its best when it has all the aforementioned. Gangbusters, competition, suspense, stakes, friction, personality. Maybe I'm asking too much, chat, but I digress.